Okay, thank you, Mr. Lawi. Good evening, everyone, especially all students who will step online. Good evening, Hefa. Good evening, Rebecca. And good evening, Sawiki. Miri di mol name no mo semua stop the screen. Good evening, Willie Tam Tam. And good evening, Mr. Lawi. And special welcome, Limi, kolo Mr. Robson Tikona. We have me stop joining me all the way from Lavala campus, Los Suva, Fiji. Pahem hemi guest lecturer bliumi lo evening ya. Mapahemi go lo over lo some lo all aspects lo course where you been go through them start lo week 1, week 2, more just starting lo week 3. Mr. Robson Tigona hemi one long time serving staff lo Vanuatu meteorology, almost 20 years experience lo meteorology. Hemi been study overseas, hemi travel plan de, hemi work lo University of South Pacific Naya, but before that hemi stop lo New Zealand lo Auckland Uni, and Naya hemi teach him climate change lo USB lo PACE, Pacific Center for Environment and Sustainable Development. So hemi climate change center lo University of South Pacific ya now. So you may very fortunate that you got him with a wealth of experience. So hemi got, hemi save historian with him yumi over lo samlo all topics so you been go over lo him. By me very confident. Lo me tell him say I think hemi best person. Lo you take him come on board or some guest lecturer yumi lo evening ya and make sure say by you may everyone you learn him full up something out lo session ya blotete. Otherwise, welcome Mr. Tekona and you Save, go ahead.
Okay, thank you too much, Diana. Welcome and good evening. You may everyone we may stop online now. Maybe some students probably join later from we look lot time only 6 o'clock by lecture start, and maybe some of the students probably join on. So lecture 2 by me recorded. So suppose where you may join, another students where probably join. I think probably just catch up on recording lecture and then probably survey looking one name where you been talk about. So lecture email today by you may talk about by you may talk about some topics meteorology where meteorology no basis for climate change. Suppose where you want them survey suppose where suppose where you want them survey climate change, you must survey wait the first time. And it got some basic something site meteorology where you need survey, but make him say survey understand them one name now weather and one name can make climate and one name climate change. So this evening by you may go through all topics where Mr. Hingebin Pasemegan Lini. But you may talk about energy from the sun at different levels of the atmosphere, interaction between incoming radiation from the sun and the ocean, interaction of different gases with the ocean and atmosphere, and difference between weather and climate. So, Hemena will get the topics where Bayumi go to learn this evening. And what I'm by me serem screen by me. Lo became say by village survey for them lecture whereby me give him out this evening. So by me try lo color screen. Okay. Yeah. So I hope say you will have a look at screen by me. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Now by microstrate law topic. There's something whereby we want to talk about law this evening by me trying to talk about what is climatology, and then why climatology is important, and then why now it got something lo climate system we need to understand. So first of all, by atmosphere blaming one of the critical components for our planet. So atmosphere blaming very very important lo site lo planet blaming. In order for our planet to function, the Earth has to have an atmosphere. Okay, in order for our planet to function. So what is the role of the atmosphere? One name now, role lo atmosphere. Okay, atmosphere role blo blo movement of energy from one areas with excess to areas with limited amount of energy. Okay, so atmosphere blaming purpose blo atmosphere blaming blo move energy from one place to the other. Okay, one place where we got access, one place where we got excess energy, then atmosphere we try and move energy from that area to another area. Okay, so for example, the past few days you just got tropical cyclone Gina. Okay, the past few days you got tropical cyclone Gina, and tropical cyclone Gina travel from the north to the south. Okay, tropical cyclone Gina travel from northern Vanuatu to southern Vanuatu. So what does tropical cyclone Gina has to do with energy transfer? Okay, so that means time where tropical cyclone Gina may travel from North Vanuatu to southern Vanuatu, then we move energy, move energy from North Vanuatu to southern Vanuatu. Okay, or we move energy to North Vanuatu to New Caledonia. So here one classic example of how now atmosphere blame responsible blow move energy from one place to the other. Okay, so cyclone one, and cyclone form the atmosphere. Cyclone form the atmosphere, and then cyclone transfer excess energy from the north to southern Vanuatu or New Caledonia. So that is one of the classic example of transfer of energy from area of excess energy to area of limited energy. Okay, so by the screen, I mean butum equator or them polar region. But forget about that. Come back to our region in Vanuatu. We know that Torba province or Solomon Islands have warmer climate compared to New Caledonia and Tavea. So when tropical cyclone Gina form in northern Vanuatu, it transfer a lot of energy to Tavea and New Caledonia. Okay, the other thing is what does the atmosphere also provide? The atmosphere prevents, limits, and other harmful materials from reaching the earth. So atmosphere ini hemi akosem one protective shield of a lo earth. Okay, it got some strong radiation from the sun where only come atmosphere blame now through the ocean, for example, hemi filter them all harmful effects plus some all hemi filter all harmful effect lo sun, and then hemi say hemi protect yumi from all harmful effect lo radiation lo sun. So atmosphere hemi stable sem one something where hemi prevent them or hemi protect them yumi from all harmful radiation from the sun. Okay, suppose where you stop think about one cause where you hear them sometime, okay, the environment we talk about, or environmentalists we talk about, or the ozone. Ozone hemi present lo atmosphere lo filter them heat lo sun lo make them say yumi no kasem all harmful radiation where hemi come lo sun. Okay, so by me making me clear namo say slide PowerPoint presentation by me sending me Diana by Diana me sending me tam rivala. So suppose we setting blo make more notes by PowerPoint presentation by kamlo Diana atau by me kim rivala. Okay, nara something where atmosphere hemi blow atmosphere hemi very important blow respiration. Okay, so most living organisms, plants and animals require interactions with gas in the atmosphere. Okay, so respiration. Respiration, you may say all plants only give him oxygen, and then you give him carbon dioxide, all plants. That is respiration, or that is interaction between all plants with all animals. Okay, so every something only happen in atmosphere. Okay, respiration may happen in atmosphere. So that is why atmosphere may play one very important role long yumi all human being. Yesterday World Biodiversity Day. Yesterday World Biodiversity Day. So biodiversity of the earth depends on the atmosphere. Okay. And when you talk about biodiversity, you talk about all plants, you talk about all animals, you talk about all corals, you talk about all fish, all birds, every something only depend on atmosphere. Okay. All birds only fly in atmosphere. All plants only give him oxygen, it can be all human through the atmosphere. You give him carbon dioxide, all plants through the atmosphere. So every something only happen through the atmosphere. So that is why atmosphere is very, very important. Okay. Los site lo atmospheric science. Los site lo atmospheric science ikat three kind of atmospheric science. One hemi aerology, number two hemi meteorology, and then number three hemi climatology. So aerology is the study of the structure and chemical and physical interactions of the various components in the atmosphere, typically incorporated into two fields. Okay, so aerology hemi about study of structure and chemical and physical interactions of various components in the atmosphere. Okay, what is meteorology? Meteorology has to do with study of mass motion, air mass characteristics such as temperature, moisture, pressure, weather phenomena such as storms, and then all weather phenomena on shorter time scales. So, and then the climatology is the same as with meteorology over longer periods of time. Okay. The difference between meteorology and climatology. Climatology has to do with all weather phenomena of a short period of time. Okay, for example, you cannot say tomorrow the climatology will be no, or you cannot say Friday the climatology will be, or you cannot say next week the climatology will be this and this and this. You cannot say that. You will only say tomorrow the weather will be like this, or Wednesday the weather will be fine, or Wednesday the weather will be cloudy. So there's a difference between meteorology and climatology. Meteorology is to do with short period weather phenomena. Okay, tomorrow may rain, that is weather. After tomorrow, I think by may rain, that is weather. Yesterday, may been sun, that is weather. Low weekend, it been got cyclone, that is weather. Okay, so weather has to do with short period of time, weather phenomena. By sabetalem say tonight, low midnight, climatology blow Vanuatu by me also. No, that is wrong, because you only talking about meteorology in the short period of time. Also, by you sabetalem namo say low midnight, low tonight, weather blow Vanuatu by me also. By you no sabetalem say low midnight, low tonight, climate blow Vanuatu by me also. No, from say say meteorology has to do with short period of time phenomena, while climatology is to do with long period of time phenomena. Okay, for example, by you sabetalem say last year climate blow Vanuatu in the ocean, or last 5 years climate blow Vanuatu in the ocean, or last 10 years climate blow Vanuatu in the ocean, or last 20 years climate blow Vanuatu in the ocean, or last 30 years climate blow Vanuatu in the ocean, or last 200 years climate blow Vanuatu in the ocean, or last 500 years climate blow Vanuatu in the ocean, or last 10,000 years climate blow Vanuatu in the ocean. You sabetalem enano mo be, but you no sabetalem say the last 10 years weather blow Vanuatu in the ocean. That is wrong, because now you're talking about a long period of time. Okay, so me hope say explanation from me regarding weather and climatology is clear. You got one study where you got some scientists who have been making law or lake sediments law island law efate, and then all lake sediments here, all climate law Vanuatu and go as far as 2,000 years ago, no time which Jesus Christ and born. And yeah, all lake sediments law efate hemi sabe talem go as far as 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. You got one study where you got some scientists in the US or even go or drilling some coral lo tanahus lo South Chando, and then only analyze them, and then hemi sabe talem about climate law Vanuatu and go as far as 10,000 years ago. So climatology has to do with a longer period of time, while meteorology has to do with shorter period of time phenomena. So embiano hemi one very important something where hemi important law you must have before you must have all something before you start to talk about weather, you start to talk about climate, you start to talk about climate change. From suppose where you must have all something, and then understanding by you lo climate change, what them climate by me very shallow. So you must have all basic here. Okay, now emia also time when we talk about climate got something where you need lo you must have or something where you must have computer technology. Computer technology and make them say naya you must have more about weather, more climate system computer technology. From weather computer technology, naya you must have make more climatic data, and then you must have analyze more data, and then you must have make more climate models. So development lo computer technology hemi help blo mekem se yumi save more about climate system lo yumi lo world. Okay? Development lo computer technology. So maybe one very important something where yumi lo save se with them computer technology na yumi save able blo analyze and big fala volume lo data, yumi able blo develop more climate models, and then yumi able blo make all prediction. So for example, sometimes by you start listening or radio, and then by you harem by italem say, oh, fanato meteorology and italem say, lo next 3 months by rainfall by minuto mas, hemi depend on computer technology or using computer technology lo make all prediction. So computer technology is one very important tool where naya you start usum lo understanding good weather more climate playing. Okay. Nora something too where hemi mekem say you able to suffer more about climate playing hemi data. Data naya mekem say data hemi mekem say naya you able to suffer more about climate playing lo world. Yumi lo Vanuatu yumi cut all climate data where yumi cut all climate data where yumi lo Vanuatu yumi cut all climate data where yumi stop collecting lo solar, lo torpa, lo santo, lo tecoa, lo lamap, lo malakula, lo powerfield, lo fila, lo number 2 lo fila, lo white grass, lo tana, mo lo anaichon. And then okatalo Australia too, okatalo New Zealand, okatalo Fiji, okatalo PNG. So every country lo world only improve plan lo collect them data lo kata. And when you tell data, you start minimum measurement lo rainfall, measurement lo temperature, measurement lo wind direction, number of tropical cyclone, measurement lo humidity, measurement lo radiation, full of something where only stop measuring. So naya yumi with them data hemi improve plante imekem sene yumi save kut wanena hemi climate plani mo wanena hemi all weather plani. Nara something where hemi help yumi understand them weather plani plante hemi dating techniques. And menos mi pintalem lo yumi finish se dating techniques hemi minim se yumi able blo collect them yumi able blo collect them climate data blame hemi ko as far as 10,000 years ago or hemi ko as far as 2,000 years ago. So mena oli kolem se dating technology. O se mi pintalem lo first tok lo yumi se ikat one study where only been collect them some sediment from one lake lo efate lake Emataul lo metal lo efate and then only analyze them content lo sediment and then only sabetalem out rainfall pattern lo Vanuatu hemi ko as far as 3,000 years ago. Emena before Jesus Christ hemi born. So emena all example all example all dating technique where hemi mekem say yumi able lo sabetalem out climate lo one place iko as far as thousands of years ago. O mi bintalem finish se ibingat one study where only mekem lo tanafusfus lo South Santo where only been able lo analyze them all coral lo South Santo where him sabetalem climate lo Vanuatu him go as far as 10,000 years ago. So from say yumi all human being lo time ya yumi no been measure all temperature mo climate or pe one name when happen say one coral reef, one coral has live for thousands of years. One kauri tree has live for thousands of years. So all coral will only live for thousands of years. Okay, to only sabi stop measure them, only sabi analyze them structure of all coral, and then you sabi tell them climate law one place and go as far as thousands of years ago. And you sama ko sa all kauri time only grow and then only content structure all kauri tree hemi change to evolve amount of rainfall with temperature. So suppose we study all kauri tree, all 3 rings, and we climate law one place and we go as far as 500 years ago or 1,000 years ago. Or suppose we study all sediment, law one lake, and we climate law one place and we go as far as 3,000, 4,000 years ago. So Yumi lo Vanuatu, Yumi got some good study finish or been done lo efate, mo one lo santo, mo me stop got one strong belief say suppose where you study all sediment lo bigwala lake longawa, and me sabetalem mo rainfall pattern lo Vanuatu, and we go as far as several thousands of years ago. So now me want something where you need lo sabe lo blesia. Another something to say you must have say all climate ini only got benefit them or sometimes too only or climate ini sometimes it got benefit them or sometimes too it got rapid them. For example, time where climate ini him start come warm more and more and more, and then him meaning say by him kat breadfruit all year round. Yumi sabe no mo se time we start from Christmas holiday in kai breadfruit pe time where breadfruit time where climate yumi become more warm more and more, and then yumi sabe kat breadfruit all year round. So yumi some advantage pro cyclone lo side lo economy or lo side lo livelihood, or suppose where yumi suppose where world has become more warm, and minim say you miss more coconut plantations lo tana where you may make him say you lo tana, you say make more copra or some not. And then there's some drawbacks of climate, lo economy, time where climate change, but you make up more severe tropical cyclone, and then make him say you make him damage lo economy. Okay, or suppose where temperature blow your Vanuatu he become more warm and more and become more warm, and then you miss more more spread of insects or pesticides will affect the economy blaming. So maybe or something where you need to sabe about climate and economy. Not something where you need to sabe to any relationship between climate to many aspects of the government. Some maybe all something where some time where some all government around the world only must take into consideration. One name now climate emis have make say only have planning could on development goal is to make. Naya tu by me plus service and you got one low world data you got one body where you call them IPCC. IPCC stands for Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and then one scientific body where only stop provide them or latest update or science pro weather more climate. So Diana had me one outer law one chapter in the latest IPCC report. So you may one very interesting something where all climate change expert the email Pacific and especially the email of Vanuatu with them Diana we may able to contribute law one chapter in the IPCC report. And then there is something where you need to sabe to any media have playing one very important role or side lo weather mo climate. You make say naya you miss have one name is happen around lo world lo side lo weather mo climate me. Me understand say I think some you need you like one Facebook page where you need moderator plan where me for not to rainfall and acrometeorology outlook. And then your example lo how na you must utilize media lo make him say you need to understand more weather more climate. People studies by Naya or some say climate has become one very important issue or email or world. So you make them say Naya, you make them plan a study about climate. For example, by you make them all plan a study about traditional knowledge on weather and climate. One or local sign lo weather more climate we make at lo Vanuatu. For example, yumi lo Vanuatu, yumi sabe se time we mango y me can plante cacay, pero le telem so, oh, I think by plantere, by katan bikula cyclone, or time will cockroach or fly, but mandelem so, oh, I think by one sign Lorena. And all traditional knowledge of weather and climate. All traditional knowledge of weather and climate, where you cut, where you need to preserve them. So those are very important. Lo side lo culture, lo side lo life lo itu. Or you must have study about climate and tourism or climate and sports. Time where climate may change, when them kind sports now, you want them make them plant. Or time where, so for example, time where you must have time where place me hot, when them kakai na you kakai plant. Time where place me cold, when them kakai na you kakai plant. So I mean all specific something where you must have make them more research plan lo you lo Vanuatu lo Pacific, we must have amount. Or you must have make more study lo amount say time where place me hot, all man will prefer lo where one kind clothes. Or place me cold, all man will prefer lo where one kind clothes. So I mean all studies where you must have make them lo side lo climate lo Pacific lo Vanuatu. Another something where you need to have me satellite. Satellite me make them say me tete you must have understand them weather or climate planted from China. You need that satellite technology. And satellite technology can start in 1969. In 1969 now satellite technology start. So I mean I make them say through the satellite technology na you must have monitor more cyclone. Through the satellite technology na you must have monitor all thunderstorms. Through the satellite technology na you must have temperature, local water or temperature below atmosphere. And then you got one more something where you got in radar. You mean Vanuatu, you mean not radar yet. But me understand say the next few years, but you got one radar law Vanuatu meteorology. So with radar, time when you make a radar, you make him say you must have understand more weather. For example, suppose we make one radar lo bot villa. Suppose we cloud lo tanda, you start lo west lo evate, by radar you must have talem say cloud lo tanda lo we, you stop coming long time by me rain. Me radar have talem. Or suppose we make a radar lo Vanuatu. Last time ya we cyclone China mi pass. By radar you must have talem say cyclone China mi come, kat pula cloud lo tanda li come, by make plant rain lo bot villa, and then you make plant flooding. Me radar have talem. Be naya yumi lo Vanuatu yumi no katreta yet. So hemi one very important something where all government lo yumi lo Vanuatu hemi must invest. Hemi must invest lo reta. Lo mekem se yumi sabe detect them all extreme or people rain hemi kam. Lo mekem se yumi sabe prepare. O se kutole example na with them cyclone China ya. Yumi sek namo one category one cyclone namo hemi kam with them planted thunderstorm or rain. And then you can plant the rain, you can flooding low Botvilla airport, plane no land or take off. So I may want something where you must have where you need to cut more. Me hope you understand say within one climate change project where you start with the Vanuatu meteorology now only thinking but taking one rate I can. And then another something where you need to have me teleconnections. Teleconnections and me or something where only connect lo atmosphere ikam kasem yumi lo crown iko lo solwota. Okay, pa imitalem se solwota mi connect with them atmosphere. After solwota mi connect with them land, and then atmosphere mi connect with them land. That is why you make up weather more climate. So every something will be connected. So before you call all different part lo atmosphere with them all interactions together with them all cast. Be or something where you may need talent lo mekem say you realize have a good or something before you call in detail or whenever you start atmosphere with all different layers of atmosphere. Okay. Atmospheric variables. Hemi all atmospheric variables where you cut air temperature. Okay, you cut air temperature where sometimes you measure lo census, sometimes you measure lo Fahrenheit, or sometimes measurable Kelvin. So me all time we talk about atmospheric variables, we talk about air temperature when we want, and then we talk about clouds. The time we talk about clouds, you have to say you got all different types of clouds. Okay, you got all different types of clouds where only blame all different role or weather or climate change. For example, you got cloud lo thunder. Ikat cloud lo make him rain long time. Ikat cloud where him lo make him rain come short time no more. Okay, so low side low cloud, one very important cloud now, him cloud lo thunder. We only call them cumulonimbus. Okay, or for short we call them CP. So cloud lo thunder him one very important cloud inside the atmosphere brain. You may look with them tropical cyclone China when we been coming. Hemena ya make them say full of cloud botando likam do villa atau only make them plant the rain with them flooding. So me cloud botando no me. Cloud botando ikamna you make them plant something. You make them plant the rain with them flooding. Another something where you need to preserve lo atmosphere blame hemi pressure. Atmospheric air pressure where hemi present the atmosphere. Hemi atmospheric pressure to hemi play one very important role lo weather mo climate play. And then there something to we need to preserve hemi dew point temperatures. Okay, dew point temperatures too hemi one very important role lo hemi play one very important role lo weather play. And then there something where you need to preserve no hemi precipitation. Time we talk about precipitation, we mean rain or ice slits. Or yes, when we talk about precipitation, we talk about rain or ice. Okay, from say precipitation, hemisphere fall down, low form low rain, or hemisphere fall down, low form low ice. Any precipitation. So or something will stop low atmosphere blowing. Nara something when we stop low atmosphere blowing, when we wind direction or speed. Okay, so sometimes by placing windy, sometimes by placing a windy too much. So hemi all variable, all different types of variable we only stop the atmosphere blame. Sometimes by me wind speed by me increase, sometimes wind speed by me slow down, sometimes by windy blow come northeast, sometimes by windy blow come southwest, sometimes by windy blow come north, sometimes by windy blow come south. You lo Vanuatu suppose we wind and blow come north. But you be hot, by place hot or by hot. From the time we wind and blow come north, have become warm air lo Solomon Islands si come down, by you be hot. Time we wind and blow come south, by you become cold air lo New Zealand come down, by you cold. So all winds time we only blow, only have a change or wait a blow you too. Sometimes time we wind and blow come northeast or north. By the afternoon, by you make thunderstorms. So I may want something where low side low meteorology, time where you forecast them weather, time where you start you look in say wind and you blow come north or northeast. Now yeah, you must change some forecast for you now. You must change some forecast for you by tell them say by humidity by me high after low afternoon or evening by thunderstorms. For me for sure by me cut. So wind direction and speed is one of the most important variables in the atmosphere. By mitale mo say suppose where you want them to have a rainfall, you must have a wind first time. Suppose where you want them to have a rainfall. You may love Vanuatu sometimes by you must tell them say, oh, Olfalaya or Mane shall make them rain, Mane shall make them sun, Hemea or something, Hemea by Mitalem say no. Key you have a rainfall, you must have a wind no more. And when wind change, rainfall change. And when wind change, temperature change. And when wind change, humidity change. And when wind change, temperature blow night change, temperature blow day change. So in order to you have a good rainfall, low one place, you must have a wind, you must have a wind pattern no more. the moment where you have a wind pattern, you have a forecasting rainfall. Okay, may also something where you need to have a site low atmosphere where you start playing a very important role low weather blaming. Now something where you need to have a decrease low or decrease low sunshine. Decrease low sunshine by misavatalem say lo Vanuatu, for example, sunshine is different. Lo Torpa by sunshine is long one. You come down lo Botwila by sunshine is short between Torpa. You go down lo Tavia, sunshine by is short between Botwila. Hemia especially lo site lo especially hemia lo site lo by metalem say lo site lo dry season blaming. Dry season blaming lo Vanuatu mi start lo May naya kasem October. So naya lo time when naya sunshine lo Torpa hemi long vala between sunshine lo Villa. Atau sunshine lo Villa hemi long vala between sunshine lo Tafea. And then time we become lo summer, time we become lo summer by sunshine lo south by mi long one or by mi long one between all the place and the north. So sunshine play me play one very important role lo site lo weather and climate play me. So hemena hemi all something where you mean lo sabe lo site lo all prevailing weather conditions play me. So time when we talk about all prevailing weather, time when we talk about all prevailing weather conditions play me, we talk about sunshine, we talk about wind direction and speed, we talk about rain, we talk about all dew point temperatures, and then atmospheric pressure, and then different types of clouds, and then temperature, air temperature. So many me were all very important atmospheric variable where you need to survey. Now, suppose where you go straight lo content lo all gases we all stable atmosphere brain. By even amount say nitrogen now hemi consist lo 78%, 78.1% lo all gas lo atmosphere. Okay. So nitrogen no hemi consist lo 71% lo all gases lo atmosphere. Second one no hemi oxygen, and then the one hemi argon, and then carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide become 1, 2, 3, 4. Carbon dioxide become number 4. Neon become number 6. Helium become number 7. Methane become number 8. Krypton become number 9. Nitrous oxide become number 10. Hydrogen become number 11. Number 12 hemi xenon, and then number 13 hemi ozone. So inside the atmosphere hemi all different kinds of gases we only start low atmosphere brain. Naya with climate change by you have time where amount of carbon dioxide hemi increase the atmosphere by climate brain become more warmer and warmer. From say amount of oxygen in the atmosphere is small no more. The time where through low human activities now hemi have increasing amount of carbon dioxide to atmosphere, and then by hemi stability called one climate blaming we become more warm, and then it becomes stability called extreme events blaming or some all extreme tropical cyclones blaming we cut where, for example, cyclone Pan 2015 and cyclone Winston 2016 or 15. So a minimal amount blow or gases will start blow atmosphere blowing. Nara greenhouse gases where you talk about can be methane. Okay, so methane become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Methane become number 7. The time where amount of methane start increase the atmosphere from say to all human activities, and then it will lead to increase amount of methane in the atmosphere, where we became say you have cut global warming we talk about. Okay, so hemi amount of all gases will start the atmosphere blowing. And me one for la picture no more low atmosphere blaming. The man from some Mr. Law, so Mr. Law. Me one satellite picture where only take me come down, and then me swim one atmosphere blaming. Me say atmosphere blaming by do kemaya, by do cloud and not cloud botanda. Or cloud botanda will bob out, what they call stratosphere blaming. So me by me tangwe by me talk about structure, the atmosphere, and then by me can talk about all something yet. Okay, outlaw all cases will list up low atmosphere, all keta we only some say by me tell them say all cases we only very only inactive. All cases only very inactive now, and the nitrogen, oxygen mo akon. It means say all keta only inactive. It means say amount lo keta hemi stable list up. Amount lo keta hemi stable list up from say only inactive. Suppose we only no inactive no. Only active, it means say only say broke, and then only say make one or something else. So nitrogen, nitrogen hemi very inactive. That's why amount them hemi one atmosphere. Oxygen hemi very active. That's why oxygen hemi have react by form molnar something or some ozone. And then akon hemi very inactive. So that is why amount them to hemi one atmosphere. So suppose when you call you go check the ball blow me bagan by when I'm check akon hemi stalo number 3. Akon hemi number 3 lo atmosphere blow me. It means hemi inactive. Hemi inactive, hemi means hemi no decompose. Make him say amount blame me one is the atmosphere. Yeah, very inactive. Hemi no commarate with them all other cases, from forming all other cases, hemi inactive, hemi stop. That's why amount blame me one atmosphere. All cases were only very all cases where concentration located in different time or space, in ozone, carbon dioxide, more water vapor. So ozone with them carbon dioxide with them water vapor amount located in different time or space. Time or space. Okay. If for example, you talk about water vapor. Low early morning time where you get up, sunny no get up it, and then you look on the sky, but you look at some sky blue. Sky blue from the low time ya sun hemi no hitting 88, became say inokat evaporation, and then became say sky hemi blue, low early morning. So by you tell them say, oh, sky hemi blue, by you make at one could fall weather today. And then when them happen throughout the day. Throughout the day, by sun hitting 7.8, by got evaporation, and then by low 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, by sky hemi start low full up with them cloud now, and then by low afternoon or late afternoon, now by sky hemi full up low cloud hemi heavy, and then by got rainfall. So low morning, inokat water vapor from sun inokerape. By time where sun hemi kerap hemi hitting 8, naya low afternoon for different time. Naya inokat water vapor low afternoon or evening, inokat rain low afternoon or evening. So low time, I mean little them say concentration low water vapor hemi different low time. So that is why by me say low morning, inokat water vapor. Low afternoon, got water vapor, got rain. Water vapor too hemi different low space. Water vapor too hemi different low space. So by me showing one example of how now water vapor hemi different low space. So wait. Okay. By me call Vanuatu straight away. Okay. And then me wait up Vanuatu lo email this evening. Weta blo Vanuatu lo imi lo this evening. By Vanemount se ikat Watafepa around lo Ambrem, kat Watafepa around lo Pentecost, kat Watafepa around lo Maiwo, and then ikat small Watafepa lo East lo Lucanville, kat plante Watafepa lo around over lo Ambrem, and then lo imi lo Evate no katumas, tem Tafea. So lo Spacia within lo Vanuatu, Watafepa imi different things. Okay, ikat full of Watafepa lo Penama, and pat lo Malamba lo tonight, and then inokat full of Watafepa na yan lo Potfila, Seva in general, Watafea. So lo Spacia, Watafepa imi different things. So that is why only talem besa lo space. Watafepa imi different lo space. So emeno emi space. Space within lo Vanuatu. So lo space within lo Vanuatu ya, Watafepa imi different. So blesano emeno, that's why we start meaning emeno. Carbon dioxide, emeno imi bintalem fini se concentration lo carbon dioxide imi different lo time or space. Osem naipa okay, example by we talk about time. Lo time before inokatumas amount lo carbon dioxide lo atmosphere benaya you got full up amount lo carbon dioxide lo atmosphere. That's why you meet the climate change. So within low time ya amount lo carbon dioxide and different units. So what I mean, I think by good lo you saw amount of fuel carbon dioxide. Okay, so okay. So look lo screen lo blesa mi amount lo carbon dioxide when been start increase lo 1960 to 1970, 1980, 1990, 2000 equal. So lo amount lo carbon dioxide increase depend lo time too. And then depend lo space too. Ikat sample places where probably cut more trees. Amount lo carbon dioxide less from say all three only akosem all absorb only the cabin carbon dioxide. Ikat sample places where carbon dioxide all three only no full up, all three only no full up. But amount lo carbon dioxide and full up lo atmosphere lo space. Lo side lo ozone too. Ozone too, and then one very important topic where you must have studied them lo makafala time pa again, but lo talem stretch amount lo ozone too and different lo time or space. For example, time where you call winter season. Time where you call winter season, basically call by amount lo ozone by me one. But time where you call summer or spring, time where place me hot by amount lo ozone by me reduce. And then time where you stop lo equator, amount lo carbon dioxide and small. By time where you stop moving go towards North Pole, most South Pole, by amount lo carbon dioxide and increase. So many something where you need to have all amount, all different gases lo side lo atmosphere. By mino ko detail to mas lo hemia. By mino ko detail to mas lo hemia. Mi one craft lo climate lo yimi lo anaichon lo sa Vanuatu. By you Vanemount se yimi lo Vanuatu yimi kat wet season where yimi start lo November. Iko kasem lo April. So that's why yimi kat planteren. Yimi kat planteren lo November. And then yimi kat planteren lo January iko kasem lo April. And then lo May iko kasem lo October. rainfall and be less. So eme hemi in line too with temperature blue. Temperature blue by hemi Juan lo November, December, January, February, March, April. Temperature by hemi high and then temperature by hemi drop. Lo metel lo iya. So eme to hemi depend plante lo amount of sunshine we must receiving we been talk about finish. Hemi by minoko tumus lo hem. Okay, now you become lo atmosphere. All different layers lo satu atmosphere bling. Kalau atmosphere bling by you find out say you make a troposphere, and then you make a stratosphere, and then you make a mesosphere, and then you make a thermosphere. So all different kind of layers lo environment lo atmosphere bling. You make a troposphere, you make a stratosphere, mesosphere, or then thermosphere. Okay. Between stratosphere and troposphere, you make a tropopause. And then between stratosphere with the mesosphere, you make a stratopause. And then between thermosphere with the mesosphere, you make a menopause. So all different layer and atmosphere plane. And then by you find out say hemi temperature trend lo all different layer of atmosphere. Lo place by you find out say time where you missed up ko antap lo atmosphere plane temperature missed up drop. Okay, temperature missed up drop. Temperature mi drop ko ikasen 10 kilometer. Okay, and we ikasen 10 kilometer, and then naya temperature mi start lo increase pa again. Mi start lo increase pa again, niko kasen 20 kilometer, 30, iko kasen lo around lo 48 kilometer ocean. And then after lo heme, temperature mi drop back again. Temperature mi drop back again, ko kasen lo 80 kilometer, temperature mi drop. And then after lo 80 kilometer, temperature be constant little bit, and then time we kasem 90 kilometer, temperature be start increase pa again. So emiana hemi temperature trend throughout lo atmosphere blaming. Now, time where you fly lo plane, okay? Time where you fly lo plane lo ATR, lo colo numea, or time where you fly lo plane lo ATR, lo colo Santo, fila to Santo, or time where you fly lo ATR, lo fila y colo Nandi, or time where you fly lo ATR, Boeing, lo, let's say, bot fila to Sydney, emia, all people are plane, all is fly above lo troposphere blowing. From say above lo troposphere, place quiet. Place quiet, inokat wind base mo small no mo. May by me talk about all kind of wind yet. So time where you fly low atmosphere where you looking say place in quiet. A time where you fly low people are plane. After you looking say plane in no move. From say me meaning say plane where you stop the hemi stop fly above low troposphere. From low troposphere no you make cut weather. Weather blow me where you make cut and you happen low troposphere. Thunderstorms where you make cut and you happen low troposphere. Stamp up lo troposphere. Rainfall where you make cut and you happen low troposphere. Wind where you make cut you happen low troposphere. So every something will happen low troposphere. So that is why suppose where you fly low people plane low colo Sydney or you fly low people plane low come low Nandi, low colo Nandi. Time where plane stop fly, and plane fly low stratosphere. Plane fly low stratosphere, and above low 10 kilometer. Time where plane fly come koko, time where Mr. Kotan lo airport, naya plane hemi enter in troposphere pa again, naya bahiran plane move. Plane move from say everywhere tablemi only happen the troposphere. So that is why by every time you fly the people plane, or say Boeing by you come koko time where you stop approaching airport, by pilot talem se naya Mr. Potown lo land lo airport you where you must go back lo seat lo you must put seat belt from senaya by Mr. enterem troposphere bagen where you Mr. encounterem wait tablo imi bagen so man me or something where you need lo sabe lo set lo composition of atmosphere blooming. Now, by much temperature may drop time we must contact the troposphere, and then suddenly temperature may increase again low stratosphere. So from one end temperature may increase again low stratosphere, and from say hemi to do with them all reactions with ozone hemi one casen oxygen. Okay, oxygen where you miss have hemi O2. Kasen blend and ozone where O3. So it got some specific chemical reactions where we take place for stratosphere. It became say it got one increase flow, temperature of stratosphere. So maybe one narrow topic packen where you need flow by me you should support it. Naya we stop at this point in time. One talendo you mean say time with temperature hemi increase the glacier hemi to do with them some certain specific reactions where all ozone only go through them. Now by you look lo craft by me lo glacier by you look saying hemi cloud botanda cloud botanda hemi save grow lo troposphere and then hemi save go he pop out the troposphere he call lo stratosphere. So hemi one something where hemi start happen every time lo wet tablo ini lo Vanuatu or lo Pacific or any other place lo world. So sometime more cloud botanda but only crow or semol story so go within troposphere it pop out it call stratosphere. So you try and imagine suppose we maybe Mount Everest for example Mount Everest and then suppose we one man we stop narasite lo Mount Everest lo glacier and then sometime by him look one cloud where hemi come out lo cloud botanda hemi come narasite lo mountain and then man we start lo glacier by him sebetalem si ita long time by him rain. It may be same something no with him yumi lo Vanuatu. For example, suppose you take him say emena emi efate mo you start lo onesua or takara lo glacier and then suddenly you look one serious cloud. Time when you talk about serious cloud, it means say or cloud where you look only tintin or semol raw or threat. Suppose where you start lo takara on onesua and then suddenly you look one serious cloud where you come and stop over lo notefate. Then he means say one cloud botanda is lo teuma. One cloud botanda is lo teuma. So in a long time, by me come, by me rain. Or suppose where you start lo takara on nisua, you look one thin cloud or something, hemi appear lo notefate. Hemi means say suppose where uranium island, you come to teuma, by rain lo teuma. So hemi all example lo cloud botanda where only sabe bob out lo stratosphere, only call stratosphere. And time we cloud botanda hemi bob out lo stratosphere, hemi call stratosphere, hemi make him say hemi sabe transfer energy lo lower part of atmosphere, equal lo upper part of atmosphere. So hemi to do with them all different types of layer below atmosphere with them temperature trend where you stablo. Okay, so maybe one true picture. Maybe one true picture below atmosphere below I think one man we've been taking photo, he been installed one Piccola plane or some Piccola Vanuatu ya. So it means a plane been flying lo stratosphere, and then man we install inside the plane, and we take a photo blow cloud where only stop lo troposphere, and by looking say full up lo Claudia, only some lo Claudia, only bob out lo troposphere, only come lo stratosphere. For example, this Vela Claudia, Eme minim se hemi pop out lo troposphere, hemi come lo stratosphere. So eme mangkuto like example lo one boli drawing lo plesia. By look lo plesia oli soim se one cloud lo tanda hemi pop out lo troposphere, hemi come lo stratosphere. So eme one true picture where only been taken, where hemi soim one cloud potanda hemi pop out lo troposphere hemi come lo stratosphere. Lo information play mi namo tawa mi sab tok tok eko suppose we you know clear lo want something you sabe interrupt me and then you should ask him look out me stop tok tok but meeting say you will sabe but I think some will not understand you will fight ask him but suppose we want something and me no clear you sabe interrupt and then you sabe explain more. Okay, Yumi naya ibsa talk about atmosphere blame. Okay. Awesome. Yumi been showing finish time where you stop ko antablo atmosphere by temperature may drop. Okay. Emisanak no suppose where you fly lo twinota lo santo. Suppose where you fly lo twinota lo santo yung lo fila. Time where plane is fly ko antablo sky. After time where you touch him wall blow plane, but you harem se equal call from se me outside basic call outside basic call. And Mr. Magnum suppose we you fly lo ATR, so you fly lo ATR to lo Santo or Villa. Time where you touch him wall blow plane, but you harem service basic call outside. Or suppose where you fly lo people plane by sometimes but it allows outside temperature mi also one so time we stop ko antalo atmosphere blo ini kasi 10 km temperature mi drop emi samak lo water vapor tu water vapor time we stop ko antalo atmosphere water vapor mi drop okay so lo service pa imi kat plante water vapor time we imi ko lo 2 km water vapor stop drop no imi ko lo 4 km mi drop 6 km mi drop 10 km mi drop 8 km mi drop 10 km mi drop and then lo 10 km no above lo 10 km no plane is supply lo pressure because la plane no se neva no to your supply lo pressure hemisemak tu with an atmospheric pressure lo ini lo service pressure mi high tambah kalau 2 km pressure mi drop 4 km pressure mi drop 6 km antara sky pressure mi drop 8 km pressure mi drop 10 km pressure mi drop Molo pressure no plane supply lo pressure. Emisamak with atmospheric density, lo service density emi high, tambui kalau 2 km apa antara sky, density emi bisa drop lo 4 km, 6, 8, 10, 12. So emena emi all trend lo temperature, water vapor, atmospheric pressure, or atmospheric density, only different lo height, lo yimi lo atmosphere. Hemi one very important graph where you need lo sape, hemi to do with them by look hemi tropical tropopause. And then narawan hemi mid latitude tropopause, and then narawan hemi bola tropopause. So by you find out say bola tropopause, height blame hemi 9 km no more. Okay. Bola tropopause, 9 blame hemi height bola tropopause, height blame hemi 9 km. Mid latitude tropopause, height blame hemi 12 km. Pe tropical tropopause, proyumi. Height plane hemi 18 km. So by step one, say from 1M now, height lo tropopause hemi high in between polar region more mid latitude region. So the only region lo place from say lo tropical climate, you got more heating. You got more heating than mid latitude, no polar region. That's why you got one tropopause way high. So I to do with them heating no more. O sea, by mi talent ini se lo equator heating emi high compare lo polar region with the mid latitude. That's why lo tropical climate ini got one tropopause way high plane emi high between tropopause lo polar region with the mid latitude region. Hemi one classic example pagakan lo cloud lo tanda where hemi pop out lo troposphere hemi lo stratosphere. Okay, so hemi photo where di tekemia hemi minim se stalo one piccola plane, o stalo one piccola plane o sem piccola plane do efan watu ya, and then only take photo ya, and then by looking mo sem plane hemi sta apply lo stratosphere where place hemi quiet. You know, got wind, place hemi quiet no more, pe you got one cloud where hemi got one cloud botanda where hemi bob out lo troposphere hemi come stratosphere. Hemi same something where hemi top out of place ya. Cloud botanda where hemi bob out lo troposphere hemi come stratosphere. So hemi by mitalam se you've been talk about ozone layer. With ozone layer, we want to have a topic again where you need to have a touch again them. So by me straight lo by one something when one top partner of blessing me check stream. Check stream hemi one check stream hemi one kind of wind too where hemi start lo atmosphere blame where hemi have influence into lante or rainfall pattern blame or how all tropical cyclone or they move. So suppose where you look you look slide here, by look one long vola something and spread low one long vola line and then check stream hemi all strong wind will blow on top low sky. So I mean one very important something too where suppose where low future where Vanuatu National University by himself offer him some specific courses where he to do with tropical meteorology by or at least have a study more about all different kind of winds or the stuff in the atmosphere. Mean something where you need to have lo lesson extreme and one very important wind when you stop atmosphere blame. Talk about extreme by one them showing one something again where how not extreme and been influence movement lo tropical cyclone China we just pass. Okay. And me one last time with tropical cyclone China me outlaw Vanuatu and then Vanuatu and then New Caledonia. So last time with tropical cyclone China me stop travel of Vanuatu start from New Caledonia. After it got some strong jet stream where only blow no northwest direction, it come towards New Caledonia. After it became say olubusum cyclone China he go towards Tavea. He no beat him New Caledonia. So he how no one jet stream he have a influence movement below cyclone. So all jet stream ya only stop on top 12 kilometer. Only stop on top 12 kilometer, but only have influence one cyclone where me stop down. So me dalam say New Caledonia hemia after all jet stream on top 12 kilometer only blow lo northwest direction they can go to New Caledonia or the swing course. So time where cyclone China stop come down towards New Caledonia, but all jet stream or the busum Cyclone Tina hemi go towards Tafea. So ime kem se Cyclone Tina hemi no sabe paso valo New Caledonia. So hemi talem se emi one example lo check stream no. O check stream we only stop lo atmosphere. One example blem no emi we have a look. And with emi by me want them so I want something too about all check stream. We meeting say minute lo yimi save. With extreme extreme okay service 200 okay so today hemi Monday so emeno by local check stream ya only stop overlo New Caledonia overlo Vanuatu so suppose we nayalo night suppose we lombenben imagine se suppose we lombenben hemi postana ya hemi sakem asisi kolo atmosphere by asis plan by kasem sabe kasem efate o asis plan hemi sabe kasem maybe let's say Raoul Island lo New Zealand close to New Zealand okay from say all check stream now we start fly kam lo direction ya o suppose we imitalem se Air France imitalem se Air New Zealand hemi start out lo Chaban lo ikota Air New Zealand hemi start out lo Chaban lo kolo New Zealand by hemi fly kam koko tam we ikasem lo New Caledonia by pilot ikarem plane ni konsa lo win ya after by mekem se win by mi blame ni kolo New Zealand after by pilot ikatem fuel by pilot by using too much fuel by mi right low wave kasem New Zealand after by mi ikatem fuel so me want something where all pilot only say use blanket lo fly lo plane so me want something about all jet stream where you need to have so jet stream I mean me tell them say low future time where by more specific courses lo Vanuatu National University to develop you understand say me good lo you make up some specific courses lo meteorology where you make them say by me say more about all weather blame lo Vanuatu mo lo Pacific so emi also emi swim something no more when been swim lo imi lo tete we emi slide we emi start prevent no more lo craft we emi swim how no temperature trend emi change lo atmosphere okay so with them hemi end lo slide play ini by me want them swim something backen where I think supposed to no cover map by minute lo mi try swim backen lo ini end lo slide by me want them end lo slide lo ini by me want them make sure no mo say you cover map pull something or no cut so me want them go back lo one note play one note lo place where I think by him make something clear lo ini backen hemia kol slide we hemia mi vela start usum lo teaching tropical meteorology lo USP hemia lo pe mi talem se hemia lo USP mi vela start teaching on postgraduate diploma level courses in PC 428 so hemia mi all material lo tropical meteorology where you start teaching lo USP but since where you cut some topic we only you need to talk about today so we cut something lo blesatu where you need lo you talk about where some where then I been one them by me one them then I been one them by me talk about so by me go through learn more lo you sabe one them stop one them now topic we need to understand them. Okay, I may by mitalam say me kind of recap lo one them we been teaching minutes lo mitopat minutes. So by look lo place I hemi 1.8, hemi wall blaming, hemi wall blaming, and then hemi incoming solar radiation. So incoming solar radiation by look so incoming solar radiation hemi pick one lo around lo equator. Okay, around lo equator, we got full up people amount lo solar radiation hemi start lo equator from say you make out one direct sunlight where he come from the sun and hit the equator straight away. So that's why around the equator he got a lot of energy, a lot of sunlight energy around the equator compared to south pole, north pole. So maybe I'll recap no more one where you will start talk about today. Me want something where you need lo service and maybe you try lo color detail small lo one where start me global energy flows. So global energy flows you service big fella energy blow where you cut the it me come from the sun. Okay, so incoming solar radiation sun now me provide them full up energy when we come. And by look lo diagram population, full up energy only hitting 8. Only hitting 8, and then 8 me absorb sunlight energy, and then 8 me reflect them some go back to space. Okay, some lo sunlight energy only reflected go back to space. Some lo sunlight energy only bounce back lo cloud only go back to space. So represent by look some sunlight energy and become all the place here and bounce back lo cloud after he go back to space. So that is why cloud can be one very important something lo side lo climate system blame or cloud. Or cloud blame only blame one very important role lo side lo energy balance blame lo 8. And then we got time where 8 me absorb solar radiation finish after 8 me give him back lo form lo long wave radiation. So by if publish say energy radiation where 8 me give him out lo form lo long outgoing long wave radiation, and then he come lo form lo short wave radiation. So me one very important background where you must have a good from things possible you call school, possible you come one teacher in the future, you teach him science or you teach him geography. By having one very important background where you need to have a good law, so we explain them to all students. I met him latent heat, time where air rise after he forming cloud, after he releasing heat, after he producing rain. So we call them latent heat. So energy balance play lo 8 way graph diagram mi sa tram lo swem. So you may say solar energy and come now from the sun and then he him 8 and then 8 he give him back lo form lo outgoing long wave radiation. Okay, lo place up look only tell greenhouse gases. All greenhouse gases yan now we start making say by stop global warming. Okay, so time where you talk about all greenhouse gases, you talk about carbon dioxide, methane, more water vapor. So carbon dioxide, methane, more water vapor now, all greenhouse gases where all this became world living become warm, and then you meet them saying that climate change. So those are the roles of greenhouse gases where we can say we should got climate change when I talk about planting. Hemi all by mitalem se hemi one example lo circulation no lo atmosphere blo hemi o se mi understand se lo se sene mi pes plante lo atmosphere so hemi one circulation no lo atmosphere where mi understand se suppose we cut one topic where hemi to do with global circulation and then you have a discussion this topic. But naya imi concentrate mo lo atmosphere mo all different causes will start atmosphere with them all different processes will start atmosphere. You think about se tete imitalem se water vapor tete imitalem se water vapor mi different lo time or space. So by look lo map by look water vapor mi fula around the equator. Okay, water vapor mi fula around the equator. By the time when you move out the equator, water vapor mi no full up. Okay, so water vapor li full up around the equator, and then water vapor li full up to around the mid latitude. So water vapor mi different lo time and space. And time when you look at this picture here, mi all benefit lo satellite. Time when you make that all satellite now, and then you miss a good one and nice to happen lo weather blaming. What them climate blaming. Menos se metalem se ne so se misa try lo recap lo one name where you been talk about things, but them se good lo you understand them more one name where you been talk about lo today. Hemi bagen hemi one fala craft bagen where hemi swim amount lo energy around the equator compare lo North Pole or South Pole. Okay, so around the equator you make that surplus lo energy. You make that plant energy around the equator. From the sun and hitting equator directly. So that's why you make that plant energy around the equator. Okay, time where you make that plant energy around the equator, and then excess energy can be need to transport it towards the polar region. Okay, so we bintalem fini say all cyclone benefit the all tropical cyclone hemi plot transferring energy lo around the equator equal lo high latitude. Okay, so for example, last time you make a tropical cyclone China. So tropical cyclone China hemi transferring energy from northern Vanuatu equal lo Tafea or New Caledonia. So that's the benefit of tropical cyclone, transferring energy from region where you got excess energy equal to region where you got less energy. Hemi again, hemi all something will stop happen lo atmosphere planning to do with them circulation. And the semitalem finish, mi one ravala topic paken, we miss a talk about paken, lo naravala day, suppose we in it. But plus I'm number one way to happen lo yimi lo atmosphere blowing. Naya yimi lo Vanuatu, yimi cut southeast trade wind when we blow every time. So that's why by looking say all southeast side to Efate or something, place me green from say yimi cut southeast trade wind. Ini kan se planteven lo isen se blefate con belo takara. So maybe all naravala topic bagen lo mid latitude or winds only blow lo westerly directions or some by look glacier. So by look time where war and we start lo Ukraine full of people only start fight look out Russia and use one nuclear weapon lo sakem lo Ukraine, but Russia and fight lo sakem one nuclear weapon lo Ukraine. From suppose where Russia and sakem one nuclear weapon lo Ukraine, but from say Ukraine is lo western side lo Russia. So suppose where Russia and sakem one nuclear weapon lo Ukraine, and then all westerly winds, only sabekarem all harmful radiation lo Ukraine ko baklorasa. So me hemi one weather factor where hemi nekem se rasa hemi fright lo sakem nuclear weapon lo Ukraine from se suppose we hemi sakem nuclear weapon lo Ukraine by all the westerly winds ya all the current back all the radiation ko baklorasa. So me hemi all different kinds of circulation lo atmosphere where hemi se talk about lo nara topic. Otherwise, pagmitalem si imena by become lo end lo lesson lo yumi lo this afternoon or this evening. Suppose we you really want them record lo lecture, me understand si okay lo nuf by the record them or sa vacation lo you listen them. So what I mean, I think me talk Thomas, I think somebody will having first let me wait tight. Suppose where you got any question, you shall ask him. Lo whenever we've been talking about finish.
Okay, any questions? Willie?
Wait, okay. Yeah. Can you hear me? I say hear it.
Yes,
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Okay. No. Me just interested. Me really. Me just learning one new thing. It's so interesting for me, but I need more. Yeah, I need more. More presentation from you. So you like framing you. It's so interesting. So having.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So one question ba mo you make him course ya one meteorology.
No, I mean nature. I mean earth science. I mean like a
Bio and Earth Science.
bio and earth science. So it's like our nature course.
Okay.
Yeah.
This comes under Earth Science.
Okay.
I was like imagination. I did not know. Mina sabi or how we only walk on that like cyclone you takes to them. It's so clear. It's interesting.
Thank you, Willie. Deborah, anything from you?
No, explanation is clear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Deborah. I think some normal fasting me. We will show our appreciation to our guest lecturer by giving him a round of applause. And yes, let me give him one round of applause from because everybody has learned something this evening. Mr. Tikona, thank you so much for making time to, especially in your busy schedule, and Suva is 1 hour ahead. So it's around almost 8:30 p.m. in Suva, and you're still in the office. So thank you very much for making time for our students, our future resources. You meet again say one investment the time blue you got lo resource pool blo Vanuatu. Me sure student learn full up something. Especially as with them all lecture notes we list up lo Moodle finish. When you explain them today, you clearly explain them all process, especially the atmosphere, meteorological processes. After you clarify them, climatology, and me sure se ogata weli na staplo class oli misot bigwan by recording hemi staplo Moodle, so li still save replay back after le bali listen lehem. Pakeken no se mitalem lo start lo class. You me very fortunate from Mr. Tigona, hemi one very busy person, and hemi got one wealth of experience. I think before by hemi go by you me want them request them suppose we you use tablo Facebook, you save go subscribe or you save go join in page where Mr. Tigona hemi found hemi Vanuatu rainfall and agrometeorology. And the page here, hemi one very educational page. But you have a full up something about Met and about current climate, Vanuatu, current happenings, and also suppose you got any questions where you want them ask him, you ask him lo page here. After ale by Mr. Tigona, by hemi come online, blo hemi answer him a question, blo you along with over 40,000 other members were listed up the page here, and page here hemi very informative. We got all regional members so list up inside the page too, including Fiji, Solomons, Papua New Guinea, more all Narawan. So please, suppose you got time, you go subscribe the page here and by yourself full up something la place here. Otherwise, thank you too much, Mr. Tigona. We got one question no more say. Would you like Mr. Tigona to come back maybe week 6?
Yes.
Or week 7?
Yes, I will love to.
Surely.
Okay, Mr. Tigona, me formal request to me flyer now igamlo you. Suppose we you have available time blue, lo busy schedule blue, you come back blo. Talk with them all students. By me I really appreciate them. Otherwise, thank you, Thomas. All students will stop online. You may get one tutorial assessment whereby you may make me available this coming Friday. And my first tutorial assessment blow you me. Remember, say online lo Moodle, you got two tutorial assessments, each one me worth 10%. First one by me available on Friday, more by me due the following Friday. So available 27 May after it due number 3 June. With them all questions will stop inside the tutorial assessment. Yeah. Suppose where you need any assistance, you have a call page here now when me talem liu ya. You have a request them Mr. Tigona hemi support him you me. Answer all questions where you make it. Hemi no only guest lecture whereby happen by me got all nara guest lectures back again throughout the semester. Be I think Mr. Tigona now by me talem se hemi main expert you now. So we will bring him back on. Suppose hemi free hemi come talk with him you. Otherwise, thank you, Thomas. Thank you so much. You've like stop late too. I mean, say you've like joining from home after you've like got all families and you've like got another program. You've like you make them evening, yeah. But thank you for making time. But you make got another Zoom session. I think later in the week, towards the end of the week. Just go over all assessments no more. So it's going to be a short Zoom session. And then after that, but you may just make him tutorial assessment, me available. Otherwise, thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Mr. Tigona, for your time. And thank you, everyone, for coming online and for staying online. You've like everyone got one nice evening, and we'll see you later in the week. Thank you, Thomas.
Miss Tana.
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Sorry. Now, could you message the Facebook page name for Mr. Tigona to our
Yes.
Moodle? Yes, please.
Yes, I will post it on Moodle. I'll post it on
Okay.
Moodle, so it's free for everyone. Even our French counterparts can come online.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. Nice evening, everyone.
Nice evening.
Nice evening.